right, let's have a look at 742. As Linda and Lee were talking about the problem from problem 739, their mother overheard and offered them another strategy. Here's how I would start solving the problem. She showed them the work at the right. For part A, I see a giant 1, exclaimed Lee. Where is the giant 1? And help him rewrite the left side of the equation. Well, I also see a giant 1. So when we are looking at the work here, they want to know, oh, okay, do you see a giant 1? And more specifically in this step, I do. And the giant 1 that I see is right here. So remember, each of those fraction bars means division. So we would have 2/5 divided by 2/5. And we know that anything divided by itself is a 1. So there's our giant 1. Now we need to rewrite the left side of the equation. So I know that 2/5 divided by 2/5 is 1. So that would be 1x on my left side here. We would be left with 1x or just x. If you want to put a 1 before it, that's fine. So we're going to say x equals 100 over 2/5. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at part B, which tells us one way of making sense of 100 over 2/5 is as 100 divided by 2/5 equals what? This could be read, how many 2/5 are in 100 holes? With your team, find one way to explain how you could figure out how many 2/5 are in 100. So what I would do for this is if I know that 100 divided by 2/5 gives us x, then I could just do it that way. I could solve that out. So 100, since I'm working with fractions, I'm going to put it over 1. And remember, let's see, when I am working with fractions, if I am dividing by 2/5, remember, one method I can use to solve is I can take my 100 and multiply by the reciprocal, which is 5 halves. Now that I'm multiplying, I just multiply straight across, and I get 500 on the top, 2 on the bottom, which remember is what we had in the last problem. So that's one way that we could figure out how many 2/5 are in 100. And if we were to divide 500 by 2, like I did in problem 741 or 740, we would get 250. And that is all for problem 742.